Well, good evening, everybody. Here we are live and direct from Scarecrow Central in downtown Meaford. My name is Jamie Pettit.
I'm Jeff Solomon, and welcome to the 22nd annual Meaford Scarecrow Invasion and Family Festival Parade. It's going to be fantastic, and this year, Jamie, we're not struggling with gale force winds.
No, last year was a little bit of an issue, but you know, by the looks of things, with the crowd that's gathering here, and you know, I was just getting a sneak peek at some of the floats as I was coming into Meaford. Looks like it's going to more than make up for last year, when unfortunately I think that would have been the first time in Scarecrow Invasion history where they actually had to cancel the parade, at least.
It was the first time, and as a result they had to make all sorts of new regulations and whatnot and cancellation policies, but none of that this year. It's not even raining at the moment. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful night for a parade. The crowds are getting bigger and bigger as we go, so this is going to be fun.
And a country theme. We're doing the Scarecrow Hoedown.
We are so, and we are decked out as best we can as our Western garb. I'm not particularly Western, but hey, what the heck.
Well, hope that, you know, certainly looking forward to it. It's been a few years for me, and as we get into the broadcast, you know, we're going to reminisce a little bit, because Jeff and I actually go back quite a ways from my old days working in Meaford. So certainly looking forward to catching up and seeing this. It's been a few years since I've been here, so it's going to be a treat, that's for sure. Yeah,
well, we're glad to have you back, Jamie. I'm glad to be doing this broadcast with you, and everybody, I hope you enjoy the parade.
And we're off. Looks like the things are starting to get underway. The flashing lights, the customary emergency personnel convoy to kick off the parade.
We hope that there is no emergency in the middle of the parade, or they're all scatter. But here they come.
I'm not quite sure where they would turn.
I don't know either.
So you can see the crowd are really starting to pick up. OPP Detachment Commander Martin Murray is actually driving the lead-off vehicle on behalf of the OPP. See, they have some Scarecrow personnel escorting them.
We do. Following the OPP, we have Aiden and Travis, and they have donned their country attire in keeping with the Scarecrows Go Western theme. These Georgian Bay community students are thrilled to be carrying the banner for this year's parade.
Excellent. I know my little one's going to be quite excited to see the fire trucks. And
yeah.
It's always the fire trucks.
Well, they are kind of fun to watch.
So just quickly looking down the list here, I mean, we have quite a few floats registered. And as I was saying at the beginning of the broadcast, I mean, this is pretty exciting for me because, well, Jeff and I actually go back quite a ways, where we used to work together at the Meaford Chamber of Commerce, and I guess I would have left.
I hired you, didn't I?
Yeah, you
back
did.
when you were somebody
right.
else.
You were part of that hiring committee.
You were somebody else then.
We wouldn't be doing this broadcast right now had it not been for that connection.
That's right. Who were you?
Who was I?
Yeah. I got very confused when I was looking at your resumes, because you were Jamie Pettit and you were somebody else.
Right. Well, yeah, that's going back to a previous media life. You know, some of us use our alter egos.
There you go.
But yes, this was certainly the Scarecrow Invasion was obviously one of the highlights of the year, as it has been for many years here in Meaford. And yeah, I guess when I would have left in 2011, we came back a couple of times, but you know, missed a few years here and there. You know, life gets in the way. And then last year, obviously, with the inclement weather, with the parade being canceled, we actually had intentions to come and watch. So it's really interesting from my perspective to see how much this has really grown over the years, and even in terms of, you know, on a provincial level with, I think it's Festival and Events Ontario, where the Scarecrow Invasion is now on a consistent basis recognized.
4 or 5 years in a row now, they have been in the top 100 festivals in Canada, and that's a real feather in their cap. you know, and it is quite an amazing event, and I'm really glad to have you back with me, Jamie.
Well, thank you for asking me. I think there were some other plans afoot originally.
There were some plans. My co-host from last year with Gunter Newman, and I'm afraid to say that Gunter has passed away, and I'm very sad about that. But it has opened the door for us to get back together.
Well, and you know, Gunter's certainly a fixture in Meaford, so you know,
sure.
I'm certainly honored that I was selected to take his place. So here they come, slowly making their way down Sykes Street, the fire department. Got a pickup truck and their pumper and pumper tanker and the ladder truck, you know, all of the requirements for the rescue squad.
Yeah, and there's a better shot of Aiden and Travis. Not sure who else is with them, but they look like they're having a good time.
Lots of waves and smiles. I wonder, will they be giving out any apples this year? Of course, this is also a signature weekend in terms of the Apple Harvest Craft Show.
That's right. It's huge. It's been around since, oh God, about 1983. So
lots of vendors coming from near and far to participate, and still up at the community center, from what I understand.
Yep, and I think and the curling club as well. So it's become a big event. Tips off, and the Scarecrow Invasion and Family Festival always starts it off, and they do an amazing job.
I guess it's always important to mention as well that, you know, the Parade and the Family Festival, kind of the culmination of the Scarecrow Invasion, but really the Scarecrow Invasion runs from mid-September to mid-October.
Pretty much, yep.
So it's always worth the trip on a nice fall day to come downtown Meaford and take a look at the scarecrows hanging from lampposts and other fixtures.
It's amazing to watch the number of people that come into this community to see the scarecrows. You go up onto Station Hill, and there's not a day of the week you go by you won't see 2 or 3 cars parked along the side of the street with people out gawking at all of the scarecrows and getting their picture taken with various ones. It's a lot of fun.
What always amazes me is, and you know, kudos to the organizing committee with how organized this operation has become. I mean, a group of very dedicated volunteers who have really grown this festival over the years. And I mean, they have Scarecrow Invasion, like scarecrow building workshops, and they involve schools and you know, volunteers from the community. They get businesses involved, decorating their storefronts, and you know, it's something that I think that they've even welcomed beyond just the town of Meaford, something that they try to engage others within the municipality of Meaford to take part in.
They have, and they've gotten connected with other communities that do similar things. My wife today got an email from somebody in England who's written a book about scarecrows, and she wanted to tell us how amazing she thought our scarecrows were.
Excellent.
So we're known all around the world. But the fire department are always a nice fixture. They come out, they're very supportive of this event, and it's always nice to see them here. I'm not sure who we have waving at us tonight, but they're having a good time.
We will wave back regardless.
Somebody will. They won't see us.
And once we get beyond the convoy of fire trucks, we start to get into some of the, see, we have some service clubs and number of businesses, but I don't want to spoil the surprise.
No. We'll have something by the Golden Town Cruisers, I'm pretty sure. They'll be along.
Looking down the list, I saw that we had actually quite a few from the Golden Town Cruisers.
Yeah.
Maybe even some politicians, you know?
You never know. But I think this used to be ladder number 6, but it intrigued me that we had a ladder number 6 and we didn't have a ladder number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. But I don't know if it's still number 6. It's got a different number on the front of it now. So there's a young fella having a good time in a fire truck. They do like to make their presence known. And the kids love it when the sirens go off.
So of course, once this, you know, we get through the various floats, everybody caps off the celebration. They head down to Meaford Harbour for the family festival portion of the evening, where there's games for the kids, food vendors, lots of different activities to take part in. I know in previous years they've had bouncy castles and apple peeling contests.
Yep. And then we have coming up here, this will be the Rotary Club of Meaford.
Mr. and Mrs. Scarecrow.
Mr. and Mrs. Scarecrow, there you go. And it's the President-elect, Sonia Glass, is pleased to be accompanied this year by the Fall Ambassador, Cheyenne Dickey. That's a very nice little car this
I was going to say, nice set of wheels.
Yeah. So congratulations to Cheyenne for becoming this year's Fall Ambassador. Excellent.
Oh, and look at this, coming up behind. Something new this year, the KAZOO band, rather than marching, they're riding in style, and they have some live accompaniment. Their traditional orange tunics have been replaced with cowboy duds, in keeping with this year's theme. Just Scarecrows Go Western.
Now that's something I didn't think I'd ever see. The KAZOO band out of their orange uniforms. But they do have orange bandanas, so we're good to go. They do have a lot of fun, these guys.
And they can save more energy by not marching.
That's true. So they can get very, very, very loud.
Driven by municipal volunteer Rick Johnston. Square bales.
Way to go, KAZOO band.
And now we've got the
We have various people that are coming along that are distributing kazoos.
GALEN Ireland Dancers. So School of Dance, and a couple of active participants.
And they're dancing their way down the street.
Accepting registrations until October 15th for both recreational and competition dances. Or should I say dancers?
The municipality of Meaford is pleased to host another Scarecrow Invasion of Family Festival. Between the fall colors, Scarecrow Parade from the market, apples, and harvest craft show, this is truly the best time of year to be here in Meaford. And on the float with the municipality of Meaford is MPP Bill Walker.
Busy guy these days.
Is so.
And we've got the 4th Canadian Division Training Center following them up.
And now we have the McLaren Pipes and Drums from Wyerton. They are an amazing supporter. They're here every year. And they're led by pipe major Chris McDougall. The band is available for hire, and they're up in Wyerton, so give them a call.
I would hire them. I would hire them for sure.
They are excellent.
A couple of Ringos in that group.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, they're really good to be here every year. They're wonderful.
Here comes the Golden Town Cruisers banner. They're preceding the Golden Town Cruisers group. Betty White and Leanne Long. I didn't know Betty White was going to be in the parade.
Well, you know, she just never dies. But we have their first vehicle is driven by Al White, and this is a 1955 Mercury Monterey. That is a lovely piece of machinery.
Scarecrow Parade would not be complete without some of these vintage cars. We've got a 65 Thunderbird convertible. Very nice.
Looks like that's driven by Mary Johnson, maybe. That's followed up by a 1966 Corvair, although it disappeared quickly. There we go, 66 Corvair. It's a lovely little piece of car.
And trailing that, we've got a CHEV coupe. Am I reading that correctly? 1934?
1934.
Wow.
Yep.
Owned by Rick and Verna Hindle. They've the family's owned it for over 50 years.
I'll bet 50 years ago, though, it didn't look like that.
Yeah, it always amazes me. I mean, I've been attending some of the fall fairs that have been going on in our area, and you know, even with tractor shows and whatnot, just some of the restoration is amazing for some of these you know, vintage vehicles.
Yeah. Well, Rick and Verna's car is followed up by a 1955 Pontiac Laurentian convertible. It's owned by Bev Long. Oh, that's a beauty.
And then it looks like we're going to be jumping into the 80s, 1985 Chevrolet Silverado, owned by Ross and Sherry Davison.
That's a beautifully kept truck. That's followed up by 1968 GMC 1500 series custom pickup. It was restored in Florida and brought to Canada a few years ago. There's a 307 V8 engine in it, and it's the original colors.
A little bit for everybody, the car enthusiast.
The 85 pickup seems to have hit somebody. That's the original color. I didn't, oh, that's beautiful.
And the
And thank you to the Golden Town Cruisers. They're always another organization. It's good to come out and support the parade.
and we have, following this, see that we have Pet Value, Meaford, locally owned and operated. Always inviting customers to come and visit their store. One of their pet experts can help you with your dog, cat, small animal, or bird needs. They even offer grooming. And a self-serve dog wash.
Oh, excellent. If I had a dog.
Some interesting scarecrow costumes in keeping with the Western theme this year. Yeah, that dog's dressed for the elements.
He definitely is. Somewhere in here is Georgia Dene with her multiple arts as Meaford Local Dance and Aerial Art Studio.
Mutable Arts, apparently.
Mutable. Oh, there you go. What can I say? I never was a good reader.
Come on, it's a scarecrow hoedown.
Okay.
You're a darn good redder.
There you go. But they're on a dance studio up on the other end of town, and it's nice to have it here. And it looks like there's lots of participants from all ages, so that's great.
Come and curl with us. It's the Meaford Curling Club, promoting everything that they do. Very involved in the local community. The fastest shots in the West. That's their slogan this year. For the Scarecrow Invasion.
That is a cute little float. I like that.
Very creative.
That's very. It is. This would appear to be. Not sure where Dave is, but.
So we're moving on to Mix 106. And
There so, Country 93.
all new, no repeat workday. I think I'm going to challenge them on that.
Did you repeat?
Maybe it was a different Katy Perry song. I don't know.
There you go. Katy Perry on Country 93?
Keith Urban.
There you go.
We've got some radio stations and car dealerships that are involved.
And we have Bayside, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, local dealerships specializing in new and used vehicle sales. They service all makes and models. You can visit them at www.mynewram.ca.
And here comes a popular gang, the Knights of Meaford hockey team. Local club that's continues to.
You know, since their inception, they've gotten very involved in the community, and every year they're out for these parades, so it's nice to see them. Hope they do well this year.
The Twirlettes are here.
This is the Owen Sound Lions Twirlettes in Drum Corp, and they've been in existence since 1953. Wow, older than me. They march in parades far and wide. Our members range in age from 5 to 18. They're coached by Mandy Taylor and Rhonda Webster. And thanks for coming. They are... You don't see majorettes very much anymore. It's nice to see. I was thinking they were a thing of the past, but it's nice to have them back. They've all gone Western. Why do they think plaid is Western?
I always thought plaid was grunge, but
There you go.
it can cross multiple genres.
Apparently.
See, we've got Meaford Long-Term Care, People Care Community participating.
Yep, they got a lot of people generally from the residents that come out onto the bus, and it's nice to have them here.
Really diverse group of participants this year, and that's another thing that I've really noticed, again, being a little bit removed from all things Scarecrow and Meaford, is really noticing how many participants that are also coming from out of the community, which has certainly grown since I was last.
And here we have the Shriners, and it is nice to have them here.
They're driving your car.
It's a Monte Carlo. It's my car, yeah. And by the same color. I like it. And the Ramoka Shrine Club is a group of dedicated men having fun for a purpose that is being to support the Shrine Hospital for Children, a network of 22 hospitals in North America offering specialized care for children at no cost to the family.
Bound to get a few laughs and waves.
And they have updated their vehicles. They're much newer than they used to be. Very cool.
If I'm not mistaken, this group also participates annually in the Owen Sound Santa Claus Parade.
Probably. I think they're here in the Meaford Santa Claus Parade as well. So good for them. Nice to have them here.
So we've got a float here that they're just calling themselves "I Want to Be a Cowboy." They've submitted a little poem or song, but I'm not going to sing it. Riding on the range, I've got my hat on, I've got my boots dusty, I've got my saddle on my horse. His name is Trigger, of course. I want to be a cowboy, and you can be my cowgirl. Just like the 80s hit.
By who?
Now I'm drawing a blank.
There you go.
It was a one-hit wonder.
Ah, well, you knew it was an 80s hit. There you go. I'm not in the country, so that'd be a rock and roll.
It was kind of a pop new wave hit, from what I remember.
At any rate, this is from GBCS and SVE, and kids love to be in a parade. They really do, and these children are representing Meaford's two schools, St. Vincent Euphrasia, JK to grade 3, and Georgia Bay Community School, which is grades 4 to 12.
Always exciting to have the students participate and bring their creativity to a parade.
It is.
We have Denim and Lace. They're a modern square dance club in Flesherton. They have dances every Wednesday night. Excellent exercise, of course, square dancing. Great for the muscles and also the brain.
Something that I'm sorry to admit, when I was in high school, I could never do well. I tried. Then we have the Grey County Highlands Pipes and Drums have participated in the parade in Grey and Bruce counties for the last 30-plus years. Members are from both Grey and Bruce counties. They're pretty good too. I do like pipe and drum bands.
We've got CHANTICO Fireplaces, new to the town of Meaford, looking forward to being part of the community. It's always a great way to immerse yourself in the community.
Great way to let people know who you are.
Comes CRIMESTOPPERS Grey Bruce. Paying cash rewards between $50 and $2,000 for anonymous tip information that helps solve crimes. And that ain't hay.
That ain't hay.
Remember,
No.
crime doesn't pay, but CRIMESTOPPERS does.
They do.
Nice bounty on the hood.
The Golden Heirs was celebrating their 50th year. Wow, that is amazing. They've been a group of women that have been singing in Meaford, and they're very, very good. They're very popular. This past, they joined a celebration on May the 5th of 2019. Stay tuned for upcoming information.
And we have another radio station approaching. You know, they call Meaford, or at least in the past, it was often referred to as the Jewel of Georgian Bay. Well, this is the Jewel radio station, 99.3. Morning show host Jeff Carson, playing today's light hits and yesterday's favorites. And they even play a country classic every hour. Meaford's only local radio station, the Jewel.
And again, very involved. And then we have, finishing it off here, Scarecrows have gone western this year, and they're on their way to the hoedown in their covered wagon. And it was driven by, or constructed rather, by Jacob Spears.
Hard to believe we just went through 38 parade.
38 parade entries. Minus one, I think.
Now
One in there that we didn't get to.
Now everybody, as mentioned before, heading down to the harbor for a great night of activities, fun and games for kids, and contests, and all sorts of fun as the part of this year's Meaford Invasion Parade and Family Festival.
And you know, the businesses really get involved, and over 50 businesses have been entered into the business competition this year for their decorating of the outside of their stores or their windows or inside the shop, and the winners of that competition will be announced tonight at the Family Festival. So
fantastic. Job well done.
it's excellent the way the businesses support this.